folks, to Stuart Scott Presents by ESPN. This is an eye-opening, groundbreaking, earth-shaking expose on the world of sports. That's right, this sports expose is changing the world and stealing your girl. Just letting you other light-skinned sports reporters know that Stuart Scott is the best. I figure if rappers can have beef with each other, so can sports reporters. Brian Gumble, you're a hoe. Mike Tirico, I'll fuck you up. Stuart Scott, bitches. Booyah! For the second episode of Stuart Scott Presents, I'm bringing you comedian and fantasy football guru, Pepper, the misunderstood evil genius. This year, he's going to bring us his second season of Pepper's Picks, where last season he was 75% on all NFL action. Pepper, what is your secret?
Hey Stuart, thanks for having me. First of all, to answer your question, number one, I'm a genius. I have superior brain power. I'm a genius. Deal with it. Secondly, my mama, God rest her soul, was Miss Cleo the Psychic, so I got some of those powers. Lastly, with the help of my Android phone, I could call space, I could see the future, clairvoyance, genius, 1, 2, 3, Pepper's Picks, I'm awesome. And last, just a little bit of extra credit, I'm an asshole, so I have no problem telling people that their teams suck and still being able to sleep at night. Doesn't bother me at all.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Booyah! You obviously have the testicular fortitude and skills to pay the bills. So without further ado, I'll let you do your thing. Booyah!
I have a question. How come you still rocking that catchphrase from 20 years ago? Booyah? That's so 1996. And I know you got money now, so that's the best they can do? That's the best they can do.
Hey, comedian or not, this is still my show. I'll fuck you up.
Hey man, I'm a comedian and an asshole. No need to be violent. No need to be violent, dog.
Sorry man, I'm just tired of everybody making fun of my eye. I'm not violent, I'm just very physical. Very, very physical.
Ravens and Broncos. This is Peyton Manning's revenge. Should have saw that coming. I didn't think it was going to come like that. Like my man Stephen A. say, that was just disrespectful. But hey, Peyton Manning's the man. Plus the Ravens lost half their team from the Super Bowl. I mean, they traded away their best receiver for a bag of chips and 3 pieces of juicy fruit. Bengals versus Bears. Now, first of all, I'm going to tell you, I'm who they all day. I'm going to ride with my Bengals till I die. But this one's going to be a really tight game. It's going to come down to a Jay Cutler fumble or sack or interception at the end of the game. Bengals are going to squeak it out. Now, for all of you people that have picked the Bengals this year to do great things, kiss my ass. I don't like y'all jinxing my team. I want them to stay under the radar and just be the underdog so we can just come up and smack people in the jaw. My prediction for the year is the Bengals lose in the AFC Championship game to the Broncos and Peyton Manning gets another Super Bowl. New England versus Buffalo. I like E.J. Manuel, but I like E.J. Manuel next year. And I like C.J. Spiller up until week 5 when he's out for the season. I do not like the Patriots this year. I know a whole lot of people are picking them to go far and do well. I don't see it. But Bill Belichick's assholeness will win this game against Buffalo. Miami versus Cleveland. Miami last year won every game they weren't supposed to and then lost every game that they were supposed to win. So I can't really trust them. And I really don't trust them on the road against a revamped Cleveland squad. Cleveland, as us Ohioans call them, South Detroit, they coming with a little bit of funk this year. I think they're going to be a much improved team. They're not going to win the division and they're not going to beat my Bengals, but they're going to win against Miami this week. Speaking of Detroit, in the Minnesota versus Detroit game, despite AP's 300 yards, Detroit's offense is going to overpower Minnesota and win this game.
Plus, Megatron is my homeboy.
Oakland versus Indianapolis. Even though Terrell Pryor is starting and he's technically from the Ohio State, technically, he never went to class or graduated, but technically, Oakland doesn't stand a chance in this game. Indy big. Atlanta versus New Orleans. This is the Swiss cheese nobody plays defense bowl, sponsored by Baylor University and the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm taking Atlanta on the simple fact that I can name their receivers. Drew Brees actually spreads the ball around too much for my liking. For fantasy purposes, it's horrible. I caught 3 passes in the preseason and I don't have a jersey. It's the first day back with his coach. They're going to be all hyped up. but they're still not going to be able to play defense. I'm going to take Atlanta to squeak this one out. Tampa Bay versus the New York Jets. Tampa Bay sucks. I don't like them, but they're going to win this game. Basically, New York is in shambles. Rex Ryan is out playing NCAA when he's supposed to be playing Madden. So, they're going to lose. Tennessee versus Pittsburgh. This one is actually kind of tough to pick. The problem is nobody knows whose running back is going to show up in the game and perform. It's kind of like nobody knows which one of Stuart Scott's eyes is looking at you on camera. But I'm going to take Pitt at home. Seattle versus Carolina. Now, this is my upset special this week. Everybody's locking in Seattle. I'm going to go ahead and take Carolina at home. This is the battle of the light-skinned quarterbacks with pretty hair. I'm going to take the taller one. Kansas City versus Jacksonville. Now, this is the battle of the teams that were shitty last year and one of them should improve this year. I choose Jacksonville. Mojo's in the contract year and Kansas City has Alex Smith as their quarterback. AZ versus St. Louis. I like AZ a lot this year, but St. Louis has improved as well. I'm going to take them in a close one at home. It's going to be a defensive struggle, oddly enough. Green Bay versus San Francisco. I'm going to take Green Bay on the road in a playoff rematch upset this week. I think San Francisco doesn't have it all together yet this year, and plus Kaepernick to Vernon Davis is going to catch passes to Vernon Davis, and then he's going to throw them to himself, and that's not going to last the whole game. New York Giants versus the Dallas Cowboys. I'm taking Dallas handily in this game. I think they're going to whoop up on the Giants. I also think that Dallas is going to go undefeated until Thanksgiving and then still find a way to miss the playoffs. Philadelphia versus Washington. Now, this is old Michael Vick versus new Michael Vick. The problem is new Michael Vick is coming off a knee injury and his coach keeps running him into the ground. So I'm going to take old Michael Vick to win this first game. Lastly, we have Houston versus San Diego. This game is not really worth mentioning. Even though Foster is going to be very limited and I don't think he's going to play at all, Houston is going to win this handily. And if you're a fantasy football player and you have anybody from San Diego on your team, kill yourself. This has been Pepper's Picks. Deuces!
Make sure you watch Real Talk Tuesday and make sure you get out to Over the Hump every Wednesday at Manifest downtown. Booyah!